one of you know that my last born has finished school. She has finished university and she's working. So I now have a lot of free time on my hand, and I'm going to devote that time more to Nigeria. Welcome to a new dispensation. On my 40th birthday, I sat down and I was reflecting. I realized that I had become the problem of Nigeria. And how did I become the problem of Nigeria? My silence. And on that day, I promised God that if God gives me another 40 years, that I was going to devote it to Nigeria. Honestly, over the years since when I made that promise, sometimes I say to myself, why did I say 40? Was it just because I was 40 or because I didn't understand the enormity of the task ahead of me? Well, I'm one person. When I give my words, I mean it. I'm going to give my words. It's been 11 years since my 40th birthday. And here we are. And I tell you something. This country has everything that it's needed for it to be a great nation. It has everything. And you see, and we as a people, we are so blessed. We're so talented. We're so intelligent. We're so audacious. We have the can-do spirit. And that's why whenever you see Nigerians all over the world, we excel individually. It's when it comes for that collective excelling that it's no longer there. We need to do something about it. And yes, I'm devoting my time to Nigeria. I made a promise, and this is what I want to do. And I'm not doing it for anybody or any this thing or anyhow. I want to do it because I don't want to fail myself. I grew up very angry at my parents and all the adults around me because I couldn't understand why they were silent while the country was just going down. I was a very young child and I was close to my dad, and we would read newspapers, so we discussed, we had arguments, politics and all of that. At a very young age, I understood what was going on in terms of governance, politics, and all of that sort. And I would wonder why they were so silent. I would see Tai Solari. Every day you hear Tai Solari has, whether he's being arrested or he has said something, Bekor and Sokuti, Fela, Kuti, and even the other brother who was a minister of health. They had one thing or the other that they were doing. Gambo Sawaba should be in the news. And I wondered, why are my parents not joining them and also make demands? But as an adult, I look back and I say, yes. Sometimes the ability to make demand is not a luxury that everybody has. It's not a privilege that everyone is opportuned to have. To be able to make demands simply means that you are free from certain problems or certain needs, and then you can put your voice out there. There are people who, for them, every day that they go out of their houses and they are able to get food for their families to eat, that's their activism. And so I wondered at that time, and I was angry, very angry at Nigeria. And I knew I grew up in the ghetto, and I knew I wanted to escape from that ghetto. So I read and read and read because I wanted the education to be able to escape. When I finished school, I focused on my business, to grow my business and be financially independent. Because I've seen what poverty can do. Poverty is degrading. Poverty is that one thing that would take away everything from you and strip you and leave you with nothing. You're not seen as a human being when you're poor. You're nameless, faceless, and voiceless. And I didn't want to continue to be that. And I focused on my financial independence. On my 40th birthday, like I said to you earlier on, it dawned on me that I had become the problem. The same way I was angry at adults around me who were not doing anything, that I too was not doing anything, and that I was failing those young children we have today whom I was like them. And 4 months after that was when Chibok girls' abduction happened. And I came out to make demands for the Chibok girls, for girls who had gone to school and were taken away. Yes, 2014 was not the first time I did protest. My first protest was in 1992 as a student in the university, my first year, my first semester. And I was out there on the street. Over the time within that period in school, yes, we did. But as an adult, I didn't. And so, right now, with my daughter finishing school, it frees me. It gives me a lot more time. And on Nigerian projects, I take Nigerian projects seriously. For me, when people say, Aisha, what's your organization? Yes, I have an organization that I self-sponsored. I do this, I do things. Like, okay, are you growing an organization? I'm like, Nigeria is my organization. Nigeria is my focus. Nigeria is what I want to work on. I don't believe that that Nigeria cannot be salvaged. I don't believe that Nigeria cannot it cannot work, because all my life I was told that a lot of things cannot work, that I cannot get anything. But yet I did. I didn't listen to them. If I had listened to them, I wouldn't be here. You wouldn't even know this human being existed. I might not even be Aisha Yusuf, I might be Aisha something else. But I didn't listen. And the same way also when we talk about Nigeria, I don't listen. Because I know, yes, we can. Collectively, if we put our hands together, we can achieve that which is impossible. Like Nelson Mandela said, it's impossible until it's done. When you do it, when you get it done, then people who had hitherto said it was impossible will start giving you permutation on why it worked. And so on this journey, on this new dispensation of me giving more time to Nigeria, will you be joining me? Let's work on, let's get Nigeria working. Let's get Nigeria being the best that it can be. And one thing we all have to understand, politics is everything. Politics. Politics. If we fix politics, we will fix Nigeria. For development to happen, we have to fix politics. Because it is those who get into office through politics that end up using our life, doing our life the way that they want to. And so therefore, we need to do something about it. I want to do something about it. And please, let's work together. Please, let's keep our differences aside. That's one of the things that the politicians have been able to use a lot, that they are able to forget their differences and just focus on the issue at hand. Let us also learn to do that. They work so hard. And anytime I see people talking about politicians, I'm like, Nigerian politicians that we do, we must give it to them. They've put in the work. We haven't. We are the ones who keep saying that it won't work. They never say it wouldn't work. You see someone has been running for offices for over 30 years and they're still running. And then some of us will just do one day work, 10 years work, 15 years work. We say we are tired. We can't afford to be tired. Because we have a nation that never gets tired of coming after us. And so we need to prepare ourselves and force that nation to be a great, amazing nation where people will thrive rather than where people get taken out. Because currently, all we get in our Nigeria is that we get taken out. I know it's hard work. I know it's not easy. Yeah, it's crazy. People will tell you, are you crazy? And I know there are some who cannot afford to. That's why I say it's an honor to be able to have that time to afford, to devote it on, say, I'm devoting this to Nigeria. And so if you're one of those who have that free time, in any capacity, please, let's come together. Let's work. Right now, I want to work more. Whatever I've done before, nothing. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. Anytime I stand, I remember the little girl that I was, who was helpless, who was so helpless. And if I give up today, that would mean that I feel the little girl that I used to be, the little girl that asked for help and nobody helped her, that even me, the adult me, would feel her. No, I can't afford that. Thank you so much for watching. I remember my daughter has finished university, so I have more free time. Thank you. Bye.